The following video is a step-by-step guide on how to uncrate your new easy lift equipment drum or roll hauler safely and efficiently. It is highly recommended that you follow these steps in order to keep the individual crate panels intact. This may be helpful in rare cases where your equipment may have to be returned. The following tools are required: a power drill, 2 Torx head drill bits, a T25 and a T20, a pair of snips or comparable metal band cutters, safety glasses, and protective gloves. Although most of this work can be done solo, you will also need another individual to assist in stabilizing and removing 2 of the larger crate panels. The red marks seen in this video indicate where the hardware that you will need to remove is located. We will show you the recommended order in which to remove this hardware for ease and efficiency, as well as to help prevent injury. In total, you will be removing between 24 and 28 Torx screws. It is recommended that you do 1 crate panel at a time, starting with the smaller ends first, then doing the larger sides of the crate last. Step 1. Using a T25 Torx bit, remove the 6 screws, 3 on each side, along one of the ends of the crate, as seen on the left highlighted in red. In some cases, this hardware may require a T20 Torx bit as opposed to T25. Step 2. Using a T25 Torx bit, remove the bottom 2 screws that hold the end frame to the skid base, as seen on the right highlighted in red. In some cases, there may be 4 screws holding this panel to the skid base, as opposed to just 2, as seen in this video. Step 3. Using a T25 Torx bit, remove the 2 angled screws at the top of the end frame, as seen on the right, highlighted in red. Once these 2 angled screws are removed, your end panel will be loose. Use caution. You may now move this end panel to a safe location. Step 4. Repeat steps 1 through 3 on the opposite end of the crate. Again, you will need to remove between 10 and 12 screws using either a T25 or T20 Torx bit. The following step requires that you remove the hardware holding down the 4 inside feet, which hold the 2 crate sides to the skid base. This step will require an extra set of hands. Step 5. Using a T25 Torx bit, remove the hardware from the 2 footers on one side of the crate. Once that hardware has been removed, you and your teammate can carefully move that panel to a safe location. Step 6. Using a T25 Torx bit, remove the hardware from the 2 footers on the opposite side of the crate. It is highly recommended that you use safety glasses and gloves for the next step. Step 7. Using snips, cut the 2 metal bands that hold the drum or roll hauler onto the skid. Carefully remove those bands once cut. If the clamp happens to be pinching one of the metal bands, you may need to briefly plug in the battery and power up the unit to raise the clamp slightly. Prior to proceeding to step 8, it is necessary to check the data tag of your new equipment to verify that the weight of your drum or roll hauler does not exceed the weight limitations of your forklift. If it does, do not use your forklift to attempt to pick up your new drum or roll hauler. Doing so could lead to damage to the equipment or personal injury. Once verified, proceed to step 8. We recommend, when able, to pick the drum or roll hauler up from the left side of the machine. The reason for this is due to the placement of a hose that runs underneath the equipment. Using your company forklift, spread the forks out as wide as the base frame of your drum or roll hauler will allow for proper clearance. Be advised, most of the weight is on the tail end under the battery box. Also, notice underneath the drum or roll hauler, there is a portion of the frame that hangs lower. Be sure to place your fork next to that portion of the frame and not under it. Placing your fork under that portion of the frame could cause the drum or roll hauler to shift, drop, and become unbalanced, or worst case, tip over. Using your company forklift, drive forward and carefully slide your forks underneath your drum or roll hauler, just above the skid. It is imperative to ensure your forks are flush with the pallet when going in and not tilted up. Having the forks tilted up at this time increase the chances of inadvertently catching that hose and causing damage to the equipment. It is also important to ensure that your forks extend beyond the back side of your equipment to guarantee a safe and solid grip on your new equipment as you remove it from the pallet. At this point, slowly lift your forks up and tilt back slightly if needed. Lift your new drum or roll hauler to the minimum height required to clear the pallet. Slowly back out. Once you have cleared the pallet, slowly set your new equipment onto the floor. Step 9. Open up the top of the battery box on your new drum or roll hauler and retrieve the battery cable. Ensure that you feed this cable through the cutout of the battery box and plug it into your drum or roll hauler. Once plugged in, turn the key to the on position to power the unit up. Also, ensure the emergency stop switch is disengaged. At this point, you're ready to do a visual inspection of your equipment as well as verify that all functions are in proper working order. Prior to operating the equipment, it is required to review and fully understand the manual. If you have any further questions or need more information on our products or to discuss the specifics of your drum or roll handling project, please contact us today.